As you get your body settled into this, there's kind of three options that people tend to like doing with their arms. One is X over the heart. Another is arms by the side like a soldier. The last one is elbows dangling off the back and just letting the breath flow. Nice and easy, nice and deep. This breath is flowing. The idea we're playing with in class is the idea of our body being a big circuit board. We're trying to get things to connect. So this is almost like if you've ever seen a map of the different meridians. There's different lines that connect all over the body. And this is kind of like the image that we're working with. So imagine right now, if you were to try to connect like a light bulb through your circuit, imagine maybe some of the things, the light bulb wouldn't be lit up very, very brightly. It'd be kind of dim because maybe there's been a lot of stress this week. Maybe the body's just stiff and tight. Maybe there's a lot of things that need to be worked through emotionally. So imagine as we're traveling through our class, helping to stretch, helping to lengthen the body. Imagine it's like we're kind of working on one little bit of the circuitry at a time. Maybe some parts of it have to be replaced, some parts of it upgraded, and maybe increase the overall flow of energy through it. And by doing all of this through our class, hopefully by the end, our circuitry feels a little bit better. We'd be able to have a light bulb pass through us, bright, shining much more brightly. It's feeling just better. So that'll be the image that leads us on for our class today. Just kind of helping the circuitry connect, the things opening. So with that, let's begin some of our initial stretches for the body. Start to take the arms, stretch them all the way to the back wall. Start to let the shoulders go to the right. Then shoulders to the left. You choose the speed. You choose how exaggerated the movement is. Just take it in a way that opens up shoulders and side ribs. Super nice. Good. So when you come back through the center, let's start to take the right hand to the chest. Hands hug around that knee. Give it a good tug inward. Sometimes I'll give myself some ankle rolls on this foot. Just imagining if that's the spot where the circuitry isn't quite connecting, you can help release some of that tension in the foot, because the foot does so much work for me all day. That feels good. We'll start to let the leg stretch up to the sky, get our initial hamstring stretch going. Good. So taking a nice inhale. Exhale. Think of pigeon pose, where the right heel to the back, left side by the ear. Once we push the foot to the end of the fabric, start to slide the shin in. Give that right hip a couple of good breaths. What's going on through that area today? Let's take another huge inhale. Exhale. Bring out this leg. Let the leg stretch up to sky again. And then release. Leg drops all the way down. Left knee comes in. Just tug around that side or get the ankle a couple of really good rolls. Everything overall feels good. You're ready to shift to hamstring, let the leg go up to sky. Grab on wherever it's comfortable. Imagine how the circuitry on the back of this leg is doing. And hook the heel over to that right side for this over. I'm sending good flowing breaths all the way through our system. Another huge inhale. Exhale. Bring out this leg. Drop it down. Leave the legs inside the fabric, but hands grab out to Upasana. Let's take a little back bend. So once we're sitting, push the fabric down to about the back side of the mat line. Then leaning back, hands grab on. Start to slip some fabric through the hands until like you're getting back. Choose how far to go. This is putting you a little too far. You could crunch back up and let the fabric go a little higher on your back. Higher will help you not go too deep. Some of those back muscles release to gravity. Just make 2 more rounds for this one. Curl the head in. We're going to come all the way to a nice forward fold over our 2 legs. Especially let the weight of the head just drop forward as well. This helps to stretch the muscles in the back side of the neck. And then the head start to rock just a little bit to the left, to the right, even some tension out of the neck. And as head comes up, let's kick our feet off the front. Good. So we have 2 options here. We can either go back into a back bend with our legs dangling this time. So that would just be fabric back down, leaning backwards, kind of like before. Or we can go into a full inversion. So fabric right at that back side of the front line, and grip on. And then wide legs, feet wrapping to release down. So your choice, inversion or back bend, based on how your spine is feeling right now. I like to have it pretty low. I like to put it clear back where my pant leg is. Yeah, usually if it's, some people like it a little higher. Usually for me, if it's too high, it's a little uncomfortable. Yeah. Really?
Yep.
Go.
Yep. Outside. Down to the outside. Yeah. That's all. Good job.
And how am I going to get out of it?
Don't worry. You'll work yourself. Don't worry. Okay.
Yeah. Let go of your hands here. And don't stress out.
For real?
Yeah, for real. Like
You love box.
trust.
Stand.
Yeah.
Good job.
Almost. Super, super close. And so that you know too, sometimes we think of like of the wrapping action, but there is actually a nice inversion where all you have to do is just leave the leg out wide. So it takes a little bit more strength for the core, but that is actually an inversion too. So they don't even have to wrap. Just going wide really is big. Okay, let's try that one.
So here?
Yep.
Oh.
Up.
Okay, how do I get back up?
Okay, so grab on the spot that's by your inner thighs. You can even gaze up at your belly button to engage your core. Yep. Flip up, ground, and then just your feet unwind and you're up.
Are you serious?
Yep. So unwind feet and you're good. So hugging your elbows, let your shoulders go forward. This is a nice little restorative pose to make sure that our blood pressure has time to readjust back to this flipped up version. So if there's still neck tension, maybe we let the head rock a little bit to the right. And head rocks to the left. You can continue to rock or just drop right back down through the center and try 2 or 3 more good relaxing breaths. Good. So as we start to sit back up, we're gonna head up and out. Let yourself grab onto the fabric left and right. From that grip, we just lift the hips up. It tilts us right back up to standing. Good. So leave the fabric over the shoulders like this. Circle the hands above the head. Wrap all the way around, and I usually like to do 2 wraps before I do my full grip. So nice and easy. Let the feet stay right where they are. We'll allow hips to start relaxing all the way back. This pulls the spine nice and long. So you can always stay at one angle, but we'll start a nice slow circle. So let the hips start to go over to the right. Huge side body stretch. Eventually rock forward on the toes. You're in a little back bend. The knees can be bent if needed. Rock over to the left. Go all the way back. If hands need a break by this point, just come back on your feet and do it. If you want to take another full circle or even take some faster circles, your body have just a little bit more to this direction before we switch. You have to stand wiggling fingers whenever your hands feel like they need the break. Hands feeling pretty good, and then we'll start to take circles to the other direction. Maybe you're going slow with me, or maybe you want to go a lot faster, so it's your choice. Just feel free to listen to the body. The body will help you know what it needs at any point. So when we're done with the circles on this direction, release. Keep your elbows in. And what we're going to do is walk forward until the fabric pulls our elbows back. We're in a nice little chest opener, shoulder opener. Feel free to even bow the heart forward, taking a little bit of an arch. Good. Several steps back. We'll actually end up completely standing behind plumb line. Cover's up in front of us. This is a nice, easy grip. Our fingers are still relaxing, still recovering, but start to let the upper body go forward. Get back. Taking 3 sets of cat-cow. Feel your muscles round up to the side. The back muscles to stretch. Then when the belly goes down, try to get the abdominal muscles to stretch. We drop the belly so far. Good. 2 more like that. Back muscles. Belly muscles. 1 more. Good, and then back to neutral. Let the right elbow bend down to the ground. And left straight arm, slip all the way to front guard. Beautiful, right back in front of us. Right elbow bends down to ground. Or sorry, other side, and then take it to back door, you got it. Sometimes when I do the opposite of you, I switch my brain out. So you should be swaying to back door.
I did it all.
That's okay. Good. Straighten back forward, bend the knees, roll yourself up. Good. And several of our sequences today will help us get deeper and deeper into hamstrings. And so we're going to start off just step your right thigh inside. Make sure you're right up to plumb line, not super far behind it. So then flat hands high, thumbs to the ground. Let's start to sink the weight of the body forward. Good. Warrior 2, both hands grip to left side, and then rotate your left toes to point to the left. Sink your weight forward. Arms are welcome to open. Left and right, look for your 2 arms. You're going to keep your tailbone tucked in just a little bit. Hands return, squeezing your thighs together. Keep on facing this way, slip it down to ankle. So we're still grabbing just under the left strand, right hand goes down, goes up. Keep the chest open. If you feel like sink a little bit more weight forward, you are 100% welcome to. Good. Turn your weight over your standing leg. Grip one hand on each side. Standing toes rotate forward. Your preference, either slide hands down or slide hands up and sink weight forward. Back over standing leg. We're going to switch our legs out. If you're doing swinging switch, step the second leg in, first leg out. If you're not, that's okay. Just step yourself to the other thigh. Keep the legs straight if you're swinging. Good. That's left thigh all the way in. Take your time. Whenever you're there, make sure you don't end up too far behind plumb line. And flat. They're high, thumbs hit around, sink weight forward, warrior one. And weight comes back. Bring right toes to the right. Grip on the right strand, sink your weight forward. Maybe arms open up. Good, hands return, squeezing our thighs together, slip down to ankle. Keep the chest open, so right hand up, left down. You choose if you're sinking weight forward a little bit more. That's okay. Take another huge inhale. Exhale. Come back, grip on each side, standing toes forward. And this is either staying over standing leg, hand slide down, or if you're gonna go forward, hand slide up. Take another huge inhale. Exhale. Come back. Let's step out. Take a hip hang, so fabric across the hip bones. Send your weight forward to drop hands down. Several steps back so that you're in downward dog shape. Lift up the toes, look around shins. The intensity of the massage is a little intense today. Stay in the down dog and try to even lift your almost off the fabric. It's that highest down dog you've ever had. So either is perfectly fine. But it's all personal preference how long you stay. Sometimes this with our spine in such a good way, we just want to stay longer, so there's nothing wrong with that. You reach that point, you're about ready to come out. You just walk your feet forward until the feet are flat on the ground. Your head roll up nice and slow. Then we'll catch ourselves to just lay back into the fabric. Good. So if we're out, we can support the head. Sometimes we'll do a little back bend. Let the elbows open, arch the heart up a little bit. Sometimes I want to go to the side a little bit more. I'll bend the right knee and sway to the right. And bend left knee, sway to the left. So the big thing we're doing is paying attention to how the body feels. Because eventually we're going to come up to stand. But if you still feel like you have those blood pressure issues, the body's still getting used to being back up, stay a little bit longer. There's never a rush. If you feel like you're 100%, you're good to move on, you'll come back up to stand, fabrics out and finish movement. And so adding on a little bit from some of those leg stretches you're taking, from standing behind it, grab the back of the fabric, wave it out. That's just helping it so that when we take our right leg in this time, we can cover the whole leg up. So we want to make sure we're not standing too far back, so we're pretty much right in your plumb line again. Take your time if you're still setting it up, but when you get into this spot, take both elbows on the inside, lean forward a little bit, and then push the elbows out to left and right. That'll lift up your leg right up into your heart space, right up into that hamstring bone. So let there be a couple of good breaths, right? Good. Standing back up tall, leave the left hand. Right hand reaches up to sky. Just do a circle it back so that back falls with the shoulder open, the neck open. Huge inhale. And then exhale, start to return that arm. Good. As it returns, both hands are gripping onto your left side fabric. The left hand's going to be at the heart. Right hand's going to be up really high. So from that grip, start to turn your standing toes to the left. And we'll start to bend forward at the waist. So as we bend forward, we'll need to slide some of the fabric down our hands. Choose a spot where you'd like to stop. So it might be at about a 90-degree forward fold. Maybe you drop the left hand all the way to the floor. You're here and you want more, you just sink weight forward. Or mirror, get as much as you want out of it. Inhale. Exhale. You went forward and I'll take body over standing leg. Make sure both hands are safely back on. And to rise up, I usually bend my knee, kind of like a spring. And I pop myself back. Good. Make sure you're still covered up to glute. Swivel the knee out to the side. So it's like the pigeon pose knee swivel. And then both arms dive through the center of the fabric. Shoulders and elbows are past the front end. Good. Slide your standing toes back. And then rock forward on your toes for a little foot stretch. Good. You can either stay with that foot stretch or go into quad. Left hand grabs the left knee and slides up to the left ankle. If you don't feel the quad stretch, pull the knee backwards just a little bit. You can stay here or take it to lotus. The left foot comes around the front. If the hip is tight, you can just stay gripping low, or maybe you can get the heel to step on the other shin, calf area. Just enjoy that nice forward fold, hips opening. Just imagine the circuitry going on in your system. Not only do we have the slow, easy breathing, but we also have the legs and all these various muscle groups helping us out. That's one more inhale. Exhale. When we drop that left foot back down, slide the foot back. This is like a pigeon pose. If the hip opener is enough, great. Just say, if you want a little more, slide the fabric back down toward the knee. Then you can kind of drop the hips a little bit lower. So you choose your intensity. Take another huge inhale. Exhale. Step your foot right up underneath your body. As you start to rise the spine up, grab onto each side for safety. And we're trying to take this leg out in a way that the fabric's already ready to receive the other leg. Just get that second leg in completely long with fabric. Make sure you don't end up sliding too far behind plumb line. Sometimes hop up a little bit. When you get there, arms are inside, lean forward, push the elbows out to each side to lift the leg right up to you. So comes back upright, right hand stays, left hand slowly does the rainbow tracing. Go up to sky, and let it trace all the way open behind you, shoulders, spine, head, open. Slow return for me all the way back forward. Good. Gripping onto just the right side, right hand at the heart, left hand is up super high. Stand toes to the right. We'll start to bend forward. You choose if you'd like to pause or get the right hand to drop all the way down. If you want to sink more weight forward, that is absolutely. Weight back over, stand leg, both hands grip on for safety. Knee bends like a spring to pop us up. Facing forward. The leg swivels out to the side like the pigeon pose direction. And both arms dive through the center. Shoulders are past the end. That keeps us nice and safe. Try to cover up to your glute if you can. Good. Okay, and when we're there, slide your toes back, rock forward on the foot. A little bit of a foot stretch. Stay here or shift to quad. Right hand to right ankle ultimately. If you don't feel it, pull the knee backwards a little bit. Good, and you can stay or take lotus. Grab the foot to get forward. Dropping the right foot down, slide it back. If you want more for that hip opener, slide some fabric down closer to your feet. We'll start to head out of this one. So slide your standing foot closer, rise up. And we're taking this foot out. So go ahead and shadow back. If you're comfortable with it, go ahead and go right into it. This one is the same thing as the first inversion we took, only instead of sitting inside, now we've got the fabric all gathered up. So it's gonna be right at the back side of the pant line. I like to use my palms to keep it there, because as you start to head back, it likes to slide higher, but if you can keep it lower, it's much more comfortable. So press it right there, and one foot steps back. From here, you can bend the knees to lean about halfway back. Try to keep on pressing here, keep the core tight. Tiptoe forward until you're under plumb line, and then all at once, hands go up, knees go wide. As soon as you've got the knees wide, you just wrap the ankles, and you're safe to let go. So if you're just trying to sit on it, that's a little too low. But more like this one. Right there, that's the one. Yeah. Hands are safe to let go once you're there. So if you want to try just going back inside to sit too, that's another variation. Yes. Oh, it's great. Go slowly, use your core. Just lean right on back. Those upside down, just keep on enjoying it. I'm not rushing you out. You're doing good. Looks like we're all heading out. If you're still upside down, go ahead and rise out. Just lay back for a little bit. This is partially about you helping to communicate with me about how you're doing. So those that need more time, you just stay. That helps me know where you're at. Those that are doing great, at any point, you can come back up to stand on your own. Okay, so we're adding on just a little bit more. This time the fabric's gonna be just all gathered up at the ankle. Know that if the stuff starts to get a little bit too intense, you can make it easier by going back where we were last step, just covering up the whole leg. So that is an option. We'll start off, just hands going nice and high. Let's try out the splits here for a moment. Sink your weight forward. See how the muscles are trying to receive it. Beautiful. Weight comes over standing leg. We're going to turn our standing toes to the left. This one's similar to what we were just doing. The right hand high, left hand a little bit lower. And then as we start to bend at the waist, perhaps we can release the left hand to floor. Maybe sink a lot of weight forward. Good. Weight over standing leg. Rise up. Face forward. Bend the knee out to the side. Then dive the shoulders forward and through. Come to the little bit of a toe stretch. Now listen to your knee. If your knee's okay, trying out the quad stretch. Grab that left foot. This one seems to be quite a bit lower. Good. That's okay. Yeah, good. Beautiful. If you try it, good. We'll come back up. Grip from the outside. Take the pigeon pose. So this foot can be as far swiveled forward as it needs to for the knee to feel comfortable. Good. Weight back over, standing leg straight. Straight leg again, and one more splits for this side. Good. All sorts of things feeling much more open. Beautiful. So we'll switch legs. Again, if you're doing swinging switch, we grip up high. The leg and the fabric stay straight. And we just step one foot out, the other foot in. Good. Work. And it's all gathered up toward ankle. Splits first. A couple of breaths, sink forward. Good. Turn your standing toes to the side. You're gripping on this right strand. Left hand is nice and high. Bend at the waist. Maybe right hand drops to floor. Maybe sink your weight forward. Good. Weight over standing leg. Rise up. Face forward, knee swivels out to the side. Let's try out diving the shoulders through position. Sink some weight forward, maybe rock onto the back toes. Not too intense, maybe try out grabbing the right ankle behind for that quad opener. Good. When you release, we're gripping through the outside. Foot is whatever position is comfortable. Swivel slightly forward, tuck slightly in, but just taking a nice pigeon pose. Beautiful. Legs straight, hands up high, one more split for the side. Good. So as we start to head out, we're going to be standing behind the fabric, find the back end, wave it left and right. Your time, once you've got it waved, your hands are going to bunch up about half of the fabric. From there, walk right up to the plumb line. Put one of your knees inside the fabric. And then from the inside, your hands reach through, finding the other end, straightening the arms out. Okay. So once you're here, you've got this back end. All you have to do is take a belly dive, flopping forward. So you choose if you like the arms to be pressed out straight like this, or if you want to take the fabric under armpit, just let the arms dangle. A little bit of traction for the spine. Give it 3 more good deep breaths right here. And we'll start to flip our way to one side, so one hip is stacking on top of the other hip. From here, curl in like a tiny little ball, and arc your spine back. Do that one more time to this side. Good, and then we'll flip over to the other side. You can either flip up or flip back down, your choice. When you're on the other hip, 2 times. Curl in, tight little ball. Back back. Good. Curling in. Back. Beautiful. Then flipping all the way to lay down. Let yourself head directly into Shavasana. The body comfortable, letting the breaths flow. Imagine in your mind's eye you could trace some meridian lines up and down your body. Just kind of mentally tracing all those circuits that feel a little bit better now than they did maybe a little while ago. There, let's begin to take our inhales, our exhales. Using little movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching out like we're waking up first thing. Maybe letting the shoulders wiggle a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. Using movement back to the spine. Sooner or later, we're going to rise up so we can drop all the way down to the ground, facing forward. Just take a moment to feel this contrast. Been lifted up so high for so long. Feel a moment to ground down. With us working on circuits, an electric idea, it's important for electricity to be grounded. So take a moment to feel yourself rising this tall spine up out of the earth. Just feel how it is. Let a breath flow through our system. And in our heart, we visualize the circuitry. Maybe some of our circuits feeling better than they were an hour ago. So with this refreshed feeling, we think of an intention for ourselves moving on. Perhaps taking it easy the next couple of days so the circuit can stay good and fresh like this. Or perhaps there's something that we need to do with our energy now that we've harnessed it. So heading forward with our personal intention with our energy, let's wrap up the time that we got to share together today with the sound of Om. Take a huge inhale now. May we be filled with light, and happiness, and peace. Namaste.